You are so boring, you should do a go to sleep video. That's a comment I got here recently. And I'm like, you know what? Let's give the fans what they want. I, I get a lot of comments, good comments, bad comments, and people ask me all the time, "Will that bother you?" And I'm like, no, not really. Everybody has their opinion, and I'm totally fine with people having their opinion. In fact, most of the time, it's cool to see what people's opinions are, and to see how they vary, and then also to see how adamant they are about their opinions. I think that usually can be pretty interesting because people will fight back and forth. So when I got this one, I'm like, oh, okay, I've done an ASMR video before, so maybe I'll do a good night video. So if you're having a hard time going to sleep, I'm just going to talk. Hopefully my boringness maybe will help you go to sleep pretty fast. If not, then you'll learn a little bit about me and a little bit about Dwight. He's working his way around there in the background. So sure, that's my dog, by the way. We'll see where he's going. I think he's going to lay up on the couch, so that's what he just did. So let's just talk for a little bit. And like I say, we'll see if we can get you to go to sleep. I don't know. I don't know if I'm that boring. I will admit, there are times this week for sure, I've been pretty low energy. I've been really busy. As you guys know, coming off and not feeling well towards the beginning of July, my energy levels have been pretty low. So I probably have not been as entertaining as I normally would be. If you watch a lot of my videos, you'll see high energy ones and you'll see crazy ones. A lot of this week I think was a little more tame. And maybe I didn't even talk in my videos as much as I normally would. So I could definitely see someone saying, hey, yeah, you're pretty boring. So that's okay. I can embrace that. I can get a t-shirt made. I don't mind that at all. When I used to make car videos, I still make car videos. There was a guy named Doug DeMuro, and he is like pretty much the legend of car videos, car review people. And I was doing car reviews and car things at the time, and someone said, oh, he's like the old Doug. And I wanted that t-shirt so bad. Old Doug DeMuro. I actually thought that was pretty funny. So I don't take myself very seriously, so I don't get offended. You probably have to go a long way. If someone's really hateful in the comments or mean to other people in the comments, then sometimes I will have to remove those people. But for the most part, people leave their comments. Here recently, we were in Destin, Florida. And while we were in Destin, Florida, we were staying in a condo. And in that condo, sorry about that. My room's a mess. I am filming tomorrow, so I've got stuff everywhere. But in our condo, it overlooked the beach, and there were two weddings happening at the exact same time. There was one here to my left, one there to my right. And the family was getting ready, or I think we had just eat dinner, or they're getting ready to eat dinner. I can't remember what it was. And so I'm just watching these two weddings, and I film everything. Literally, I film everything. Sure, over the course of this, we'll talk about that. But I'm always filming. And so I'm filming these two weddings, and I really was filming it in the size that it's dueling weddings. Two weddings happening at the same time. What's the differences? And I'm filming back and forth. But the wedding over here to my left, they were a little further along in their ceremony. And the wedding party, the bride and her bridesmaids, they were still kind of, and her dad, or whoever was giving her away, they're still in line to come out to the beach. And there's a lady that comes walking through with another person. Now, there's plenty of room. You can't tell in the video that you can go around. There's tons of room to go around. But she just kind of goes right down through the wedding party and then walks right around the bride. And you can kind of tell she looks like, hey, you guys are all kind of dressed up to be out here on the beach. And then she just kind of freezes because who she was with went around. So she was stuck there. So really no harm, no foul. She didn't walk through the wedding. The bride actually reached out to me. It's kind of a funny story. All she said was, wow, I can't believe all the comments. She didn't have any problem with it. It didn't affect her in any way either. But so anyway, I posted that video, and I did it. The title was a little misleading, I guess. I didn't think about it at the time. It's just like oblivious lady walks through wedding party, I think is what I said. And oh my gosh, it quickly got over 1 million views on TikTok. It took a week or two, but Facebook now, I think it's over 5 million. It might be nearing 6 million views. It's 1.5 million views on TikTok. but it's the amazing amount of comments, just the nonstop comments. There's the people that are like, it's a public beach. How could she get mad? I don't think the bride ever got mad from what I know. But anyway, it's like, it's a private beach. What are they thinking? Blah, 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 blah. And then there's people that are like, it's their wedding. Give them 5 minutes to do, to have their wedding, or let the wedding party go by. But it was really crazy just to see in the comments the people kind of fighting back and forth. And to be honestly, to be honest, it's all those comments really that help the algorithm say, hey, this video's definitely popular, and then was able to help push that video. So I can say this: if you're a content creator, doing videos that really push people to have an opinion or an emotional reaction, those are great videos to make, because people feel compelled to share their opinion, or sometimes to set people straight, or things like that. So anyway, that video did extremely well for me here recently. Like I say, I think it's probably 6 million views now, somewhere all the way across. I made quite a bit of money on Facebook with that one. I made some money on TikTok with that as well. So it's kind of funny. I talked about I film everything, and I do. I absolutely film everything. The reason is, I like to film how I see the world. And if you see the world the way I see it, which my humor is a little off, and I see things that are funny, unique, bizarre, peculiar, if I could say that correctly, then I like to share that, because if you see it the same way I do, then we'll bond, right? And I'm making videos for people that like me. If you don't like me, then don't watch my videos, because I'm going to bore you to death. Unless you're trying to go to sleep, then today's a perfect time, because you can go to sleep watching this. But I'm making videos for people that will, share my hobbies, interests, things I think are funny. And so I always do that. So I film everything. And my family knows if we finish at a restaurant, they're going to go stand at the car for 5 minutes, because I'm going to film something all the way there. And I've filmed in parking lots. There was a couple of times where people had backed their truck up, and the trailer hitch was just a sliver away from hitting the handicap pole or something like that. And I will film did they hit it? And those videos actually do extremely well for me. Parking lot videos. I don't film people. The wedding video is probably the one time where I actually filmed people, but it was so removed. It was public beach. But most of the time I don't film people, but I will film a bad parking or a shopping cart that's left in the middle. At stores, I film all the time in stores. There's always such great content that you can film in stores. I did one here recently that was it was an M&M's stand full of M&M's, all the bags and different kinds. And then right on the top was a salad. And it should have been refrigerated. But I was like, ooh, decisions were made. Temptations were hit, right? So they decided to put the salad down and take the M&M. I thought that was kind of funny. So I see little things like that. I was at a place called Five Below. I don't know if you've been to Five Below. But if you have kids, you know what Five Below is. But it's like a little more upscale, like what a dollar type store would be. There was a bumper sticker that said, hey, careful, I learned how to drive by playing video games. That's not roll on the ground funny, but it is kind of chuckle funny. I think I've had 30, 40, 50,000 views from just filming a bumper sticker, which I can't replicate that. I haven't been able to find another funny bumper sticker, but that day it hit just right. My daughter and I go to Six Flags a lot. Maybe not this year as much as normal, but we usually will go 25 to 30 times a year to Six Flags, and I just film all the time. There's so many great things to film there. Like I say, if I film people, I'd have even more crazy content, but I try not to do that as much. And I don't film controversial things. I typically am not super into major opinions, although the beach wedding videos show that maybe you need to do things that do provoke a little bit more of people talking and expressing themselves, and give people a forum sometimes to argue, a safe place maybe. But I usually don't make those kind of videos. Most of the time I'm just making funny videos, things I see, things that I think are funny. So the beach wedding video, that absolutely was one of my biggest ones ever, actually, and did really well here recently. Also at the same beach, there was just this dark shadow going through the water, and we're all tourists. We have no idea what it is. And people don't run out of the water. They're just like, oh, wow, here's this big dark shadow in the water. And they told us later it was a manatee. Big manatee swimming by. Apparently had done that. Apparently, the week before, a brown bear, I guess, had swam up onto the shore at Destin where we were. So that's kind of crazy. But anyway, so I filmed that dark shadow, which turned out to be a manatee, and a few 100,000 views, I think, on that one as well. So it can be frustrating when you're shooting videos. Now, I don't do a lot of long form content anymore. Most of mine is short form, so that's a reels, shorts, TikTok videos, things like that. So I really like to do more short videos, but I'll be anywhere in that, like what we call the TikTok 200, or all of a sudden 5 or 6 million. So it can range quite a bit, and most of the time 200, 400, 1,000 views is probably about where I'm at. And then all of a sudden something will hit, and then that'll carry me into the next. So the most views I've ever had in 1 month, probably about 6 million. So I'm over 1 million usually, right around in that area per month. But I post a lot. I post 3 to 5 videos per day. I think there for a while I was getting myself in trouble at work because I think they thought I was filming videos all day long. I don't actually film videos all day long. Now, I will say, like, if I'm walking out of a restaurant or walking at an appointment or meeting with a client and I see something funny, I'll just film that really fast. I had lunch with a client, with a friend here recently. There was a candle that was halfway burnt and had some sand in it. And I just filmed that and said, everything reminds me of the beach. And I think I had a few thousand views on that, right? So I'll be filming like that. But as far as like sitting down filming something like this, no, I don't. I'm not doing that all day. But like I say, at work, I think they thought I was. If I'm filming something like this that's more talking, I will usually batch those, or I'll sit and do 3 or 4 or 5 of those at a time, or I'll do those at night or on the weekend or something like that. I also do a lot of car videos. Those are all done at night and on the weekends. I don't do those up during the day for the most part. But yeah, but I've gone much more to shorts and to reels. I love those. They're quick, they're fast. Get it done, put it out there, see what the response is, and then make the next one. My channel, and on Facebook, I'm just Corey Turner, but everywhere else, I'm Corey at Random, because it truly is, my channel is just my mind. It's just what my mind is thinking that moment. A couple days ago, I got a Bahama Buck snow cone. It's a shaved ice. I love it. And I'm sitting there, and I got the sour, and it's not crazy sour, but I bit it just enough where it was like, ooh, that was sour. And then I made a video about when the sour kicks in. And that's done really well as well. So that's kicked off, right? So that's how my brain works. I have people tell me all the time, if you would pick one thing and just really focus in on that one thing, you could blow up a channel. I probably could. However, my brain just doesn't necessarily think that way. This is therapy for me. This is being creative for me. This is an outlet for me. And the randomness is what helps. I am a movie producer, a director, a writer. I'm on IMDb. I made some movies that they were throwbacks to old drive-in horror movies. So to say they're rough, they're rough. People ask me all the time, hey, I'd like to watch your movies. And I'm like, you won't respect me in the morning. They were fun. They were fun movies. And I enjoyed every second of making those and the people that I got to make them with. Some of those most amazing people. Everybody thinks about making movies in Hollywood about all red carpet and all that. But the real stories, the real interesting things are the people you meet on set and that you're working with, and their stories and their life experiences, and hearing where they have been and the things they have gone through. To be honest with you, that is the most rewarding part of making a movie. Because making a movie is a very brutal ordeal. I often tell people it's like getting in a train wreck and then getting off the train or out of the wreckage and then getting on another train to make another movie. And I love every minute of it, but I was always sick. So one movie I had strep throat. Next movie, I think I had pneumonia after that. I'm like, I was always, because you're working yourself to death for about 3 or 4 months. We're independent films. Some of them go for a year. I don't know how they do it. But for about 3 or 4 months, you're 100% focused on making that movie, making that happen. And to do all that, whew, you're physically, mentally exhausted. And you're doing your best to try to convey, what you see in this movie. And I've missed every time. We did one movie that was about a ghost that was killing people in a house at a pool party. There you go. And when the ghost had you, when the ghost was with you, when the ghost materialized, you were gone. Like, you were no longer of this world. So if you were screaming or yelling, even if you were, say, being cut up with an axe, whatever, blood-wise, whatever, that would not show here in our physical world. But when I filmed it, that didn't come off very well. So people were always like, well, how thick are the walls in this house? They can't hear that person screaming. And I'm like, yeah, that didn't go so well. And I'll be honest with you, my film school was those movies. I didn't go to film school. I didn't really study film. I'd always been a writer. I got a little frustrated because I was doing a lot of writing. Things would get very close to being completed or done, like at DreamWorks, or we had something at Disney or something like that. Things were very close to like breaking through, and then it wouldn't happen. And then I was writing for some more independent filmmakers, and then that wasn't working out. And so I was like, I'm sick of that. We're going to do it ourselves. So we just taught ourselves how to white balance a camera and plug in a microphone, and off we went. And great lessons. I think one of the main things I took away from that is if when I make my next movie, which I will, is slow down. Maybe not physically slow down, but mentally slow down for just a second. Like, you really need to slow down and look at all the little details, because those little details add up to big details. And that's why we missed some things that we shouldn't have, but we did. We missed a few things here and there. I did. I was the director, so some stuff I missed. And I'm proud of those. I just recently watched those again, both of them, They Feed and Savage Spirit. And they're special. I really enjoyed those. They could have been much better all the way around. We shot them fast. I mean, filming to deliver to the distributor was like 30 days or less. Like, written, shot, edited, everything done to the distributor, 30 days or less. It's pretty fast. And we did 2 movies together. So at the same time, closely done at the same time, right after each other. So some actors are in both movies and things like that. So, but those were special. We did also a kids DVD, musical DVD, Mr. Heath, which was he's a fantastic singer, and he would go to my son's daycare and sing. And I thought, oh, wow, this guy's great. He does puppets, and he had a really unique look, the way he like braided his beard and stuff like that. And he worked with like the Down Syndrome Society in Dallas, and like everybody loved him. And so I'd messaged him a couple times, like, hey, I'd like to do a video. And apparently he said like a lot of people did that because they want to charge him to make a video for him. I didn't want to do that. Like, I wanted to make a video. So we actually made a music video that was super fun. It's super special. Sometimes things just don't work out. And there were a lot of circumstances that were happening around the time that we made the Mr. Heath DVD that caused things for us not to have the positive momentum that we probably needed to actually do something great with it. I remember my sister and I we flew out to Warner Brothers. I think we had some meetings set up. We were doing our best to try to get Mr. Heath, to go. We wanted to do it as a TV show, and that's a tough road to go, and didn't quite work out for us. But super proud of that video, and I'll still every once in a while run across somebody and they'll talk about Mr. Heath, and I'll be like, oh yeah, we made that, and they'll be like, are you kidding? My kid like wore that DVD out. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I think that is super cool. So Mr. Heath DVD was super fun to make. I was filming a movie. It wasn't my movie. My sister was helping a producer was making a movie, and they only had their location for like 4 more days. And they had been filming for like a month, but I think they only had 4 pages of the script shot in the can. The director they had at the time, I don't have a lot of details. I just know things were not moving very fast. So my sister said, hey, can you help? They need some help. Can you help them? And I said, well, okay. Let's look at the script. I read the script really fast. And then I sat down and visited with the producer. And she's a really amazing lady. And, heard what was going on. They only had the location for like a Saturday, Sunday, and then a Saturday, Sunday, and that was it. And pretty much the entire movie, 108 pages, was in this house. And I think they had, I'm going to say 4 pages. I can't remember exactly. Let's just say 4 pages. So they still had 104 pages left to film.
So I sat down and and looked at everything and just being realistic. And like I said earlier, if I've learned anything, it's like just slow down. I said, look, you don't want to make a movie you're not proud of. You don't want to spend everything you have and put in something that you're just not proud of. I've been there. I said, I hate to say this, but I think I would just stop. And you're only 4 pages in, and regroup, and do this again with a different director and all that. And then she looked at me and said, Corey, after all I've been through, if I don't make the movie this time, I'm probably never doing this again. Oh, weight of the world on your shoulders, right? There's the train wreck coming. I said, okay. I said, well, I will film it. I'll direct it. But due to workload, work schedule, I don't have time to read the script. I don't have time to really dive into it. So you're going to have to just kind of be there and direct them. And I understand that these guys have been working with the script for a long time, so they should know. So we start filming in fast. And due to some circumstances, she wasn't able to be on the set a lot. So we kind of had to just run with what the actors kind of had in mind, which I like to do. I think hire you as an actor, you bring your impression of what it is. What I kind of could just pick up really fast. And in 4 days, we shot 104 pages, lightning fast. Now, I will say it was pretty funny. Very first day of filming, we film it's a Christmas scene. It's like, it's not the end of the movie, but it's like a Christmas scene. And so we filmed that first, because then we needed to strike all that for everything else. And we filmed it, and I went back to watch it just really quick to see what that looked like. And with the dog in. Come on, Dwight. Go back in, buddy. Come on. Good boy. How you doing, dude? Doing all right? And I already knew it was terrible filming it. And then when I watched just some of the shots, I was like, oh. So I got all of them around. I said, look, guys, let me tell you something. You guys have had this script for, a year? I said, it's not going to be my face on the screen, at the release party for your friends and your family and everybody to watch. Because I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't want, if it was me up there, I wouldn't want my family to watch it. And I'm usually not that brutal, but it was one of those situations where, like, guys, look, if we're going to make a movie, we're going to go 100 miles per hour, and you're going to have to nail it, like the first try. Like, we can't film it 2 or 3 or 4 times each scene. Like, we just don't have that flexibility. And I'm not a director that wants to do that anyway. I'm a director that's like, let's get that initial how your gut feels. So we had a really kind of a stern meeting there, and they're all like, I think I might have scared some of them, and I'm sure some of them didn't like me at first. And then after, like, okay, and then we went back and shot it, and it was much better, and everything just went really, really, it just went so fast. I just can't even, that 4 days was just a blur. Long hours, but we got it done, and we finished it and edited it. And I think at the end, if I'm not mistaken, I think the producer, she might have had some different ideas for maybe a little more comic relief and stuff in the movie. I kind of miss those nuances because of just everything happening so fast and reading it so fast and just pretty much like coming from work to film. But man, I met some amazing people, just amazing people on that project, and still people I plan on working with one day and doing some movies together, and I've done some projects with them, but we're going to do some more projects together for sure. So yeah, so that was nuts, man. 104 some odd pages in 4 days. I don't even remember yelling cut sometimes. Like, things would just happen so fast, but in some ways it was fun. It was very commando, running really fast. Makes me think of, what was the movie Steve Martin, Eddie Murphy, Bowfinger? I think it was Bowfinger. Gives me that feel where it's like, okay, here, run, go, there it is. And then we'd put that in the can and off we'd move to the next one. So now it was nice because it was pretty much all indoors. When we shot They Feed was outside for the most part, pretty much in heat. It was Savage Spirit that was shot in the middle of a Texas summer at 103, 104 degrees. That was just brutal. That was a brutal movie to shoot as far as the heat. But most of it was happening at a pool, so most of the actors and stuff, they were fine. But us as crew, we were really
putting ourselves through it. So it's kind of funny. You know, there's tons of stories that happen on each one of those sets, and maybe next time I'll go through those. But yeah, those were all fun. It was also on the set of that one movie, the one I was talking about, where we came in and shot in 104 days. I met the director of photography, really cool person. He was shooting. He was a cameraman on a show called Cheaters, and he called me. He's like, "Hey, can you come fill in for me?" So I went down and started working on a show called Cheaters, which is a crazy reality TV show where if someone thought their spouse or boyfriend was cheating on them, they would hire cheaters. Private detectives would go research them, and then we would load up in vans and just crash wherever they were and and confront the cheater. And I got pretty lucky. Most of the time, I was the one with the camera in the cheater's face, which was funny. I think Cheaters is why I can walk into a Target or a grocery store or a parking lot and just film stuff, and it just doesn't bother me. Some people get really shy or embarrassed because there's people looking at them. I don't have that, and the reason is Cheaters was funny. It wasn't so much the people that you were filming that you were worried about. It was the crowds around you. Of course, Joey Greco was the host at the time. He's super cool, still a friend of mine. Everybody wanted to see and be around Joey, but they would just like rush the camera as if we were filming live, and they'd be waving "Hi, Mom" and all this stuff, and it's like, well, there's 7 cameramen here in this nightclub that we're in at the moment, and we're not live. Like, this is all going to be edited. And so most of the time, it was more concerned about the crowds around coming after the camera people, or coming after me a few times, that I had to worry about. There was one time, there's a lot of funny stories from that. There was one time we were in an apartment complex in Dallas, and it was an inside hall. It was like a hotel, but I'm pretty sure it was an apartment complex. And when you were a cameraman, you had someone who did your batteries and all that, and you had someone that was your security guard. Why do you need a security guard? Just like I told you need a security guard. But anyway, so we went into this one room at the end of the hall, and it just broke loose like fast. Like everything just went crazy and screaming and yelling and fighting. And the cheater, she came out of the door. Like, I couldn't even get in the room. Things happened it was so weird, you know. You got a lot of people in a confined space, and it's pretty volatile. You don't know what's going to happen. So I tried to get in, and then she came out, and I'm right in her face, and she was a larger lady, and she was chasing me. And I was running. It was a big camera at the time. These are big cameras. They use the tape. It's not the little digital cameras now. This was a big, heavy camera and had batteries and all that. And I am running backwards because she's chasing me swinging. And I'm running backwards just as fast as I can. And then I passed my security guard. And I was like, that's not good. And I'm running. And then I passed the guy that had the backpack with the batteries and extra tapes and stuff. And I was like, that's not good. And then my brain is like, how long is this hallway? Because I'm trying to keep her in the shot. I'm trying to run as fast as because she's swinging. I'm trying to make sure I get back, and I'm gonna plow into the wall, I guess. Or I hope it's not a glass door. I couldn't. I was starting to freak out. Luckily, she decided that it wasn't worth it, or maybe she couldn't continue the charge anymore, and she slowed down and stopped. And when I learned to look around, I was not far. It was a door. No, it was a brick wall, because there were stairs off to the side. If I had gone to the side, I'd have just fallen down the stairs. You know, it's funny, running backwards, I never even thought about the stairs till just now. I could have gone straight down the stairs. But yeah, so that was pretty funny. That same night, I think it was the same situation. We were downstairs in the parking lot, and that night I was a different camera. I think I was usually camera 4, I think. But that night, I had a different camera number or something. And they were getting in this car, and we're all trying to film and all that. And I hear the producer yelling, basically, camera 3, camera 4, or camera 2, whatever, get out of the shot. I mean, just really upset, get out of the shot. And I'm like, man, that idiot needs to get out of the shot. What in the world? He's like, come on, dude. And then I realized that was me. I was totally in the shot, and that was not good. So yeah, that was funny. But yeah, Cheaters, that's pretty funny. Doesn't seem to no matter what I do in my life, if I tell somebody that I did something on Cheaters, I get pretty popular. Um, and they're always like, "You're on Cheaters?" I'm like, "I was not on Cheaters. No, I was. I worked on Cheaters." So it was kind of funny. So I enjoyed that. That was fun, and it was cool to be part of a reality show with so much going on, and it was just a really busy thing. So because of that, for me to go to a store and film, or a parking lot and film, or filming that wedding, I mean, I don't care. I was running around downtown Dallas, people watching me film. So I don't have that. And I coach and train people now to make videos. And, they don't like to see themselves. They don't like to hear themselves. They're a little self-conscious about filming. Those are things you have to work through. And I think that kind of helped me work through those. Also, I'm not shy. I don't have that little part of my brain that says, hey, don't look like an idiot. I don't mind looking like an idiot. So I do that, and unfortunately, all the time. If you watch my videos for any period of time, you will know looking like an idiot is not something that I am worried about. No, I definitely can. I can definitely make some videos that can embarrass people. As a matter of fact, my wife, if she watches my videos and she's like, cringe, I know I probably got a pretty funny video, because our senses of humor are a little bit different. So I think it's kind of funny. If I've made her uncomfortable and feel awkward when she watches the video, I may have a hit on my hands. Making a hit video is weird too, because the problem with making the short videos is most of the time we overthink it. Making the long videos, this is a long video, but this is not a normal long video. Making a long video, it needs to be shot right and edited right, and the writing needs to be good, and the lighting looks good, and the sounds good. And so if you're making a long video, but when you're making a short video, in fact, the more awkward feeling it can feel, I think a little bit better, because if I'm watching your reels and your shorts, I just want to hang out with you. I just want to see what you're doing and what you're up to and what you're seeing. And so a lot of the times when we make reels or shorts, I tell people this: don't overthink it. Like, just if you have an idea, just shoot it. If it doesn't work out, don't post it. I always post mine, because the ones that don't work out are usually the funniest. But just have that idea and go with it, and don't overthink it. The videos that have done some of the best videos for me are ones that I don't even know why they did what they did. I was at where was I? I was at Target, and I'm standing there. I was waiting for the kids, somebody. There was a mannequin standing next to me, up on a box, because it was like a mannequin of like a little girl, or like a teenage girl or something. But it was one of those where it was just like, it had no expression, like it was just a white, like the head, it was just a white head, no expression, no nostrils, nothing. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, that's funny. And so I just put my hands on it. I put my hand over its face, and I filmed it, and I'm like, peekaboo. That shouldn't have done that well. And when I say it didn't do a million views like some of them, but I mean, it still did a few thousand views, I think, across platforms. And that was just a simple video. I had some people that get mad. So a friend of mine was like, thought you had drawn like a squiggly face or put a sticker on it or something. And I didn't, because it was one of those things I just shot really fast, because I just was there. I don't know. But yeah, so I see that kind of stuff and I film it. There's a few things here lately I'll just look over and see, and it's just funny to me, or unique to me. And I still encourage people to do that. If you're thinking about making videos, for one, do. You may be the next one, right? You might be the person that people connect with. Me, I make 3 to 5 videos a day. I do have an audience. It's not this ginormous, huge audience. And so I'm probably not going to be the one, right, that's going to have one of those big, giant things. But I have great followers, and I've made great friends, and I've learned amazing things, and I'm able to teach other people. So because of that, I love it, right? And if I get more followers and views, great. If not, I'm having a blast. But you might be the one that just connects with the masses. And so I encourage everybody that you should explore doing video. And explore and do videos of things you care about, that you know, that you like, that interest you, things you find that are funny. I think those are great. I call them personality videos, POV videos. Of course, POV has a couple different meanings, different trends that have happened recently, past couple of years. But POV, point of view, just show us the world. I think that's great. I was at a sporting goods store. Gosh, I can't remember. Academy, I think I was at Academy. And I walk in, and I love beef jerky, and there was a like a big stand of beef jerky, like in the plastic pouches. So I grabbed the beef jerky, and I'm walking off, and I'm feeling that beef jerky, and I'm like, that is the weirdest feeling beef jerky I've ever felt. And when I took a closer look, it wasn't beef jerky. Like, it looked just like a package of beef jerky, but it was thermal underwear, and the heat ratings were depending on how hot you wanted to be when you wore it. And I thought that was hilarious, and I posted that. And man, I got really good views on it because everybody's like, I thought it was beef jerky. Well, what is it? I'm like, it's thermal underwear. Most people wouldn't think to film that. They would just be like, huh, that's funny. Film it. People will watch it, and people will enjoy it. And that's the best thing, is just making stuff that people like and enjoy. It's nuts. And you can get paid for it. That's the crazy part is, all of these platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those, they're just, if you think about it, they're just like a TV station. They don't really make their content, right? Like at a TV station, there's a producer and a production company, and they'll go make a TV show and then they'll sell it, right? Or sometimes the studio will back it. But we're the same way. We're making content for these platforms. These platforms need good content so they can sell advertising, so they can make money. So at the end of the day, we are the content. We're the studios. We're the ones making this content. And that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a kind of a cool thing to think about. As I tell people, I help people with their businesses and their brands, especially real estate agents. I help real estate agents build their business through short videos. And it's a powerful medium. But I tell them the number of views is not that important. 40 views, 100 views, 6 million views, right? If you're a real estate agent and you did a video with 6 million views, and tomorrow 6 million people called you to list their house or sell them a house, you'd freak out, pass out. I would. I'm like, you can't even handle that. And it's not really realistic. A million views, well, it could be in Dubai and Sydney, and I mean, it may not even be anywhere near where you are. Nowadays, these social media platforms are more about managing a database of people that are within your ecosystem and staying in front of them so that you're not out of sight, out of mind, so that you're constantly engaging with them, and they're constantly seeing you, and they're constantly being involved with you. And, it's hard to forget me if you see me 100 times a week, because at 11:30 at night, I'm just dropping into your feed because I film myself eating a sour watermelon snow cone, or I filmed the silly mannequin at the store, or I found that funny bumper sticker, or we're laughing at this guy who parked too close to the handicap sign, and I'm just becoming part of your life. And I always liken it to, you ever have a favorite TV show? Have you ever had a favorite character on that TV show? Between you and me, do you think you guys are friends? Absolutely. If I saw Joey from Friends, that'd be so cool, right? And I would think he was Joey. Now, my brain says that's an actor that's reading lines probably written by 9 other people. But my heart and emotion is like, that's Joey. How cool is that? And, people make decisions with their heart. They're buying decisions and things like that. So when people see you making a video and they see your videos continually, they really connect with you in a way that they can't, even sometimes just really in person. My mom, love my mom to death. I don't get to see her that much because of the work schedules and things like that. She used to call me like 4 or 5 times a day. When I started making videos, she doesn't call me as much. And I'm like, hey, Mom, are you doing okay? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I haven't got to spend any time with you. She's like, no, absolutely. I watched you do this and you went here. And it's all the videos, right? So it's like she's feeling like she's getting to spend time with me. When I watch my friends and their videos, it's like I'm getting to spend time with them. And it's weird, but it's true, because it's the same way of why we gravitate towards movie stars, right? We connect with movie stars and we connect with people like that. And I'm not a movie star. Okay, 1 million, 5 million views a month, whatever. That's not a lot, but my people that are watching, the people in my ecosystem, my database, the people that I connect with, to them, they're getting to spend time with me. And I think that's powerful. And I can tell there are times we'll go somewhere or someone will come up and start talking to me, and they'll just start talking away. And like my wife will be like, do you know them? Are they a real estate agent or their client? I'm like, no, I think they're watching my videos. I can just tell sometimes that they watch my videos. I'm in half of my videos, and some of my videos I'm not. You do need to be in a lot of your videos so that people recognize your face, especially if you're trying to do this for a business or a brand. They need to see you. We were at a large event. I was at a Tom Ferry event. It was a roadmap event, I think it was. Yeah, roadmap. And I was standing, like, I think we were at a small intermission. No, I was getting ready to start. And I'd just gone to the restroom. I'd come out. And I was standing with someone else that I work with. And I happened to look over. And there's this guy that is just, like, cutting through the crowd. And I was like, oh, boy. Coffee must be setting in. That guy needs to go to the bathroom. And as he cuts this guy, he's still coming because it was a long way. I was like, I think he's looking right at me. That's kind of weird. And I looked at the person with him. I said, hey, that guy right there, is he looking at me? They're like, yeah, he's looking right at you. And I'm like, okay. All right, this is okay, weird. Because I'd already stepped away from the bathroom, but he had changed it. And he came right up to me. And I'm about 6'1", 6'2". He's a little bit shorter, but we were belly to belly. Like, there was no, like, personal space. Like, it was like, we were right there. And he was like, oh, I just love the video you did in the bathroom. And, like, I know I probably, like, all the blood left my face. Because I had just come out of the bathroom. I'm like, did I accidentally go live or something in the bathroom? What did I do? And then I realized, oh, he just kept talking. And it was about a video I had made about a hotel. You know, if you clog up a hotel bathroom, they don't just send a plunger up. They got to send the tech people up there, and they got to fix it and let you know. Anyway, the horror deal. So I had made a video like that, and he had talked about that video. But I'm like, that's really cool. That's the kind of the power that video can do. And I consider that it's like a privilege to be able to entertain people and that they enjoy the videos. And like I say, I'm not getting hundreds of millions of views or anything like that, but it's just nice to know that people enjoy it. Like when you see the heart comment, I'm like, wow, you know, people took the time to watch me doing something stupid, and that's pretty cool. And if you can inspire people to do other things and do their videos, that's pretty cool too. I do have to admit though, like I said, I post 3 to 5 videos a day because I film my phone is full of videos. But when I wake up in the morning, I'm kind of tired and I don't want to do videos anymore. And I'm tired of videos. And that last video that I worked so hard on, I thought was going to be great, got 30 views. And the other one that I just filmed, a cup that was leaking, got, 3,000 views. And that's super frustrating. And so like I have to completely reset the mechanism. And then I have friends that, that I work with and all that they kind of help me reset the mechanism. And then by noon, I'm like, let's film what we're eating. But every day I quit making videos. I don't know. And then I'm like, no, I love it. So I did find out there's like a personality. It's not a defect, but it's just like a personality. So there's kind of 2 different types of people, and I found I definitely fall into this category over here. So here's this one category. You go to a concert or an event, and this group of people likes to go to the event, kick back, sit, relax, enjoy themselves, do nothing, and just veg out, and just that resets the batteries. I'm not one of those people. Never have in my entire life. Like I can't just sit. I fall into this category of I like to capture the event. And my mom was the same way. Like she took a zillion pictures. Kind of to the point that it was like, that's enough pictures. But she took a zillion pictures, which is great because that's why we have stuff. But I am anxious if things are happening and I'm not capturing it, if I'm not documenting it. So for me to film it and to capture it is actually, that recharges my batteries. That is like what I recoup with. That is my enjoyment. So sometimes if I'm with somebody, it's like, stop filming and just take a minute to enjoy it. I'm not going to enjoy it. Like I need to be filming it. And so that's kind of the personality, my personality that I'm in, that I've got to film stuff. I've got to be capturing stuff, and I love it, and I love to do it, and it's come in handy a few times. I just come back from vacation, was maybe back a day, and then I was checked into the hospital for 4 or 5 days because I have diverticulitis. Turns out I maybe abused my diet for a long time, so I'm adjusting to that. I did post a video from the hospital. I did not look good in that video. I don't know why exactly I posted that video, but it was actually really special because the amount of people that connected with me and talked about that they had this situation and what they were going through, and how they changed their diet. And I've met with like a couple of friends that sat down and like, here, try this. They've even sent me things to try, and I was like, that was pretty special. It's pretty cool when you can share your experiences like that. I think people actually appreciate that. I appreciate when people are real and honest and show us what's really going on. And so anyway, I did that, and that was great. I connected a lot of people, but I was sick in the hospital for most of those days. Even just looking at my phone was not good. I was in bad shape. But luckily I had enough content that I had filmed over a long period of time that I was still kind of able to post some videos or schedule some posts to go out where I still stayed relevant as far as like the algorithms and things like that, because consistency does matter. So the fact that I filmed so much helped me, and that kept me going. Now, of course, some people thought I wasn't at the hospital, that I was at Six Flags or back at the beach or something like that. Which is funny. I will say it was something funny about batch recording. One time I sat down and I filmed like the entire month's worth of videos, and I was releasing them every day. And then someone was like, "Wow, you wear the same clothes every day." And I was like, "Oh." Then I realized, yeah, you need to change clothes like every couple of videos. At least change clothes a couple of times. That's kind of funny. Teach real estate agents that too. If you're gonna go out today and go to a whole bunch of like open houses or new construction houses or model homes, maybe take a few changes of clothes. At least the top. Maybe change the top so it doesn't look like exactly what it was. Have a friend. He's in the movie industry. Kind of got me involved in the movie industry actually, and he went to, I think it was. It's Howie Mandel game show. What is the name of that game show? Where you Pressure Luck? No, Pressure Luck was the No Whammies. What was the one where you Deal or No Deal? I think it was Deal or No Deal. Anyway, so he was at the studio in there, and he got to be like in the studio audience. And it looked like he didn't change clothes for like a week, because they'll film so many and then they'll film some more and then they release them. So it was kind of funny. He's right there wearing the same clothes all the time. So I thought that was pretty funny. So anyway, that's pretty good stuff. I do suggest people film yourself just doing things, working, safely driving, as long as you're not paying attention to the phone. Put it over in the corner. Cooking, doing your hobbies, because those are great videos. You can put writings over those and do things with those. I think that's pretty cool to be able to use them that way. And you never know where you're going to need them. So try to change clothes in between those shots, but definitely have those. So I don't know if I have made you want to go to sleep. I don't know if I have been boring enough to make you decide that it is now time to go to bed. But I will say this. I have talked long enough that I'm ready to go to bed. Now I'm extremely sleepy. I don't even know how long Hey, Dwight, how long have we been talking? You have any idea? My dog's name is Dwight. Dwight Schrute Turner. Yes, we're big fans of The Office. For my son's birthday, there's that website where I can't remember what the name of it is, but you can hire them to like just do a shout out. And son Nash is a big fan of The Office as well. So the incredible character Kevin made a video for us, and in that he said something about, I understand you like The Office so much, your dog is named Dwight. And he was super funny. He goes, I think there's some other names that would be better, like Kevin. Dream come true would be to meet the cast of The Office. I usually have a picture back here of Dwight. Where did I put that? Kind of been moving around. Like I say, I'm getting ready to do filming, so this is all just shouldn't all be there. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty funny. Love The Office. So anyway, so that's Dwight. He's got problems, poor guy. He's got separation anxiety, but he also doesn't really like to be petted as well. So he wants to be right there with you, but doesn't really want you to mess with him. So that's okay. We're working through it. I'm so used to the dogs that just roll over and say, rub my belly for 9 years. And it's not really, you start petting Dwight, and he's like, it's kind of funny. Poor guy. He's sweet though. Sometimes, just like me. But anyway, okay. So hopefully you're asleep. Good night. And I'm going to go to sleep now because I have talked myself into exhaustion. Okay, that's a lie. I could probably talk for another 2 hours, but I'm sure you're sick of me by now. And whoever left that comment, I can't remember what even video it was or what the name was. Maybe we proved them right that I'm boring enough that I should make a go to sleep video. So I'm not even going to edit this. Like I thought, oh, I'll put some graphics over it and all that. I'm not even going to trim the ends or anything. Like this is the video. So there it is. If you like this, give me a comment or a like or a subscribe or a follow wherever you're seeing it. Do whatever that is. If I should make another one, leave me a comment. If you have listened to this point, wow, that's really crazy. Let's say if you've listened to this point, put in the comment, like, what gas station is this guy from? If you live in Texas, you know. If you don't know, then, you know, that's what I'm going to say, is if no one's commented with him, Buc-ee's, by the way, then they just don't know what the name of the restaurant is, or the name of the gas station is. Of course, I just screwed that up, because I just said the name of it. So anyway, all right. Good night, sleep tight. We're going to see you soon. Like I say, I'm not even going to edit this, so I'm going to go ahead and reach up here and hope I hit the off button. See you soon.